This one's for the Falcons faithful. Imagine watching a live stream and hearing that the NFL is not only watching the Falcons closely, but is also doubling down on their confidence in this team. 5, possibly 6, primetime games. That's right, a franchise that not long ago shared the spotlight with the Cardinals as the only two teams without a single primetime appearance in 2022 is now front and center. What is the league seeing in Atlanta that fans might be starting to believe now? Let's break it down, but first hit that like button and tell me in the comments, how long have you been a Falcons fan? We have fans of all ages here. That's awesome. Now, we've all seen this happen before, the NFL sticking with a team they think is on the rise. It's a risky bet. Think 2022 and the Denver Broncos. Russell Wilson, primetime after primetime, and they failed. Or the Chicago Bears, big market, good buzz, but underwhelming performances. Yet the league keeps betting. Why is Atlanta the new horse in this race? It's not about market size anymore. The Chiefs, based in Kansas City, a relatively small media market, are proof of that. 7 primetime games for them this year. The league has learned, if the team is good, people will watch. And right now, the NFL is betting that Atlanta will be more than just good. They see a rejuvenated franchise with big potential in a football-loving market. But let's address the elephant in the room, the NFC South. A division that's been inconsistent, to say the least. So here's the curveball. What if the Saints are so bad this year, they land the number 1 pick? Falcons fans might laugh at the idea now, but it's not out of the question. Still, there's skepticism about who would even be worth that top spot next year. Caleb Williams was a sure thing. Arch Manning? His plan was to spend 4 years in college, and next season is only his 3rd. Would he really leave early just because the Saints, his hometown team, came calling? Maybe. But that's a big maybe. While Falcons fans may chuckle at the Saints' misfortune, there's a lingering unease. What if this actually works out for New Orleans in the long run? What if this down year becomes their launch pad? But let's not get ahead of ourselves. Right now, that's all hypothetical. And frankly, the concern isn't even worth losing sleep over until we know who's actually coming out of college and how the draft order plays out. Now, let's swing back to the Falcons. There's a name floating around fan circles and free agency rumor mills alike, Asante Samuel Jr. People are wondering, why hasn't he signed yet? Here's the deal. A shoulder injury in early 2024 sidelined him after just 4 games. And it's not just about healing time. There's a fear that it's a chronic stinger, potentially leading to long-term neck issues. That's a red flag that no team wants to ignore. But here's the inside scoop, Samuel is playing the waiting game. He's hoping to get a clean bill of health before signing a deal, knowing full well that if he rushes, he risks leaving money on the table. It's smart. Risky, but smart. This isn't just about Samuel the player, it's a glimpse into how teams navigate injuries, contracts, and timing. For the Falcons, it means another potential asset is on the market, but only if the medical's clear. That's the key. And Falcons fans should keep an eye on this. If Samuel proves he's healthy, don't be surprised if Atlanta at least makes a call. Meanwhile, let's talk schedule. Week 1. Falcons versus Buccaneers. There's buzz it could be America's game of the week. But let's slow that roll. Lions versus Packers is likely to take that slot. It's already got the slot on Fox at 4:25 Eastern. Only 4 games in that afternoon window, and Detroit Green Bay is the headline. Still, the fact that Falcons versus Bucs is even in that conversation? That's telling. The tide is turning. And it doesn't stop there. Predictions are already in. One prediction has the Falcons going 10-7, closing the season strong by winning 4 of their last 5 games. That kind of finish could mean not just a playoff berth, but potentially a home game in January. Imagine Mercedes-Benz Stadium rocking in the postseason again. The energy. The noise. The vindication. So here we are. A team once ignored, now thrust into the spotlight. A franchise with doubters, but also with believers louder than ever. A roster that still has questions, but more importantly, potential. The NFL sees it. The fans feel it. And now, the nation is about to watch it unfold in prime time. What do you think, Falcons fans? Does this schedule prove that the league believes in Atlanta? Or is it setting us up for disappointment? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And let's not forget what this all means for the identity of this team. Because this isn't just a schedule loaded with prime-time opportunities, it's a statement. A statement that the Atlanta Falcons are no longer flying under the radar. The league expects fireworks. But will we deliver? There's a shift happening, and you can feel it. New energy, new leadership, a hungry locker room. The days of being overlooked are done. Atlanta is no longer just participating in the NFL narrative, we're becoming a central character. Every primetime slot is a chance to show the country what Falcons football really looks like. Not just grit and grind, but explosive playmakers, physical defense, and a franchise that's ready to make noise again. But it's not all about the national stage, it's also about rivalries. The Saints? We know what that matchup means. And yeah, while some fans are worried New Orleans could tank their way into the future, the truth is, none of that matters if we handle our business. Sweep the Saints. Dominate the division. That's how you build your own narrative, not wait around hoping someone else falters. Let's touch on something more emotional for a moment, because for those who've been following the Falcons Today live streams, there's a transition happening. The host, a familiar voice to many, is stepping away. The guy who brought energy, insight, and personality every Thursday is moving on. It's bittersweet. And he left us with one final record prediction, 10-7. That's not just optimism, it's calculated belief based on how the schedule plays out, how the roster has evolved, and how the momentum can build late in the season. And yes, he'll remember the infamous Young Hoku incident forever. That moment when Twitter was down and the chat convinced him Koo had been released, pure chaos, pure Falcons fandom at its best. That story is a reminder of how deeply this community connects, how even misinformation becomes part of the legend. It's those little moments that make this team more than a team. It's a family. A fan base that rides the highs and lows together and never loses the passion. Before we wrap, let's bring it back to the fans. You. The heart of this franchise. You're the reason the NFL is paying attention. The reason the media is taking note. Your voices, your loyalty, your fire, that's what powers the engine. This season, it's not just about watching games. It's about making a statement, week after week, that Falcons Nation is back and louder than ever. So now I've got to ask, what's your take on the NFL giving Atlanta all this primetime love? Is it respect finally earned? A gamble? Or a mix of both? Hit the comments and let's get this debate going. Your opinions shape this community. Don't forget to click the like button and subscribe to the channel. Go Falcons!